Since launching its empire in the early 90s, Blizzard Entertainment has become one of the gaming industry's unwavering juggernauts, with franchises popular amongst millions of gamers worldwide. But how did they get to that point? Surely they haven't always sat upon the high horse of theirs, racking in millions and millions of dollars. I'm Britanni with the Leaderboard, and today we're diving into the backstory of one of gaming's biggest power players. Whether you're a lover of the games or just curious about one of the world's most successful companies, we've got you covered as we count down the 107 facts you should know about Blizzard. Let's get going. Fact 1. Blizzard Entertainment is a developer and publisher of software, notable for its widely popular games such as World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, and Hearthstone. Fact 2. The company was founded in 1991, not as Blizzard Entertainment, but as Silicon and Synapse by a trio of recent UCLA graduates, Alan Adam, Frank Pierce, and Mike Morhaime. Meaning, if you don't know how their story unfolds, maybe you should listen to your college friend the next time he or she has a great idea. Fact 3. At UCLA, Adam studied computer science and coded a few games with Interplay, Datasoft, and Software Toolworks. Fact 4. Like many companies, the Silicon and Synapse trio had humble beginnings. The company started off doing ports, giving the founders a chance to become familiar with coding techniques and art design. They mainly focus on porting games to the Amiga, Commodore 64, and Windows 3. Fact 5. One of the first ports the company worked on was Battle Chess for Windows and Commodore 64, which is often remembered for its animated pieces, some of which are a bit disturbing, such as the castle takes the queen animation where the castle eats the queen as she flails about. Fact 6. Some of Blizzard's later works are heavily rooted in the realm of fantasy, which makes them easy to compare to legendary J.R.R. Tolkien. But did you know that one of the company's early ports was Tolkien's Lord of the Rings for the Amiga personal computer? Fact 7. The early years weren't entirely ports. The first original game by Silicon and Synapse was RPM Racing. Yup, the company that would inevitably become the creators of the world's largest MMO started their portfolio with ports and a racing game. Fact 8. 1993 was a pretty massive year for the company, with the production of two well-received SNES titles, The Lost Vikings, a puzzle platformer, and another racing game, Rock and Roll Racing. Fact 9. In the wake of Lost Vikings and Rock and Roll Racing, Video Games Magazine voted Silicon and Synapse Developer of the Year in 1993. Fact 10. In 1994 came the first of many changes for the company when they changed its name from Silicon and Synapse to Chaos Studios. Fact 11. By this point, the team had grown 5 times larger with a staggering 15 employees and 4 offices, which is actually impressive for a mere 3 years. Fact 12. In 1994, Davidson & Associates acquired Chaos Studios for $10 million. You may know Davidson & Associates as the publisher of Math Blaster. You know, that game where you solve basic math problems in outer space. Fact 13. The month after the company was acquired by Davidson & Associates, they changed their name from Chaos Studios to Blizzard Entertainment. Fact 14. Michael Morhaime took on the role as CEO and president of Blizzard, and he captains the very long voyages from the game's inception to their release. Fact 15. 1994 also marked the year that the great Chris Metzen was hired by Morhaime. At the time, Metzen was merely 19 years old, a self-described stupid-ass kid with some potential that had no idea he was going to end up in the video game industry. Fact 16. Blizzard Entertainment, even at its birth, works by its 8 core values: gameplay first, commit to quality, play nice, play fair, embrace your inner geek, every voice matters, think globally, lead responsibly, and lastly, learn and grow. Fact 17. As Blizzard Entertainment, the company started off with a bang, releasing Warcraft, Orcs and Humans in 1994 for MS-DOS and Mac OS. Fact 18. The strategy genre used in Warcraft that Blizzard is now renowned, and it was influenced by the 1992 release Doom 2 and its top-down style gameplay. Fact 19. When Warcraft was first released, it was one of just 3 real-time strategy games, giving Blizzard a name that stick with players in the later flood of the genre. Fact 20. Warcraft, Orcs and Humans was regarded as one of the best strategy games of 1994 and is still considered one of the greats to this day. Fact 21. However, Blizzard didn't entirely sever its connections to Nintendo right away. In December of 1994, they released Blackthorn, a cinematic platformer for the SNES, which is almost a prophetic title having various aspects of their future hits, including sci-fi elements, orcs, and even a devil-styled antagonist. Fact 22. After Blackthorn, they didn't dive straight into what you might expect. In 1995, the company actually put out a couple Superman games for the SNES and the Sega Genesis, including Justice League Task Force and the Death and Return of Superman. Fact 23, during the summer of '95, the company moved from a 3,600 square foot office in Costa Mesa to a 14,000 square foot office in Irvine, California. Fact 24, despite the increase in facility size, the team was still close-knit, often locking themselves within the building late at night to host Magic the Gathering games, which was always a favorite and an inspiration. Fact 25, around this time, Blizzard was really moving up in the world. In October 1995, the company launched its company website. Now they were officially in the big leagues. Fact 26, by December of that year, Blizzard had launched its first sequel to Warcraft titled Warcraft 2: Tides of Darkness. Fact 27, Warcraft 2 was the first game to feature the Fog of War, scouting units, and characters that reacted to being clicked in different ways, which all became staples in their later games. Fact 28, with Warcraft 2, Blizzard included a map editor which allowed players to share PUD files on the web, sparking a wave of modding that would become massive in the future. Fact 29, this led to Warcraft 2 becoming popular in conjunction with Kali, a third-party service that allowed players to host 2-player matches over a modem or 8-player matches via LAN. This gave the company perspective into how important the online aspect of gaming was. Fact 30, in the spring of 1996, Blizzard launched the Warcraft 2 Dark Beyond the Portal expansion pack, which was actually produced by the Massachusetts-based company Cyberlore Studios. Fact 31, Blizzard was purchased again in 1996 by CUC International, a membership-based consumer services conglomerate. Fact 32, by the end of 1996, the online game service Battle.net was developed by Blizzard Entertainment for online gameplay. Fact 33, Battle.net passed 150,000 players and 1.5 million games in its first month, which was just a sign of what was to come. Fact 34, Diablo was developed by Condor Games, a studio that was working for Blizzard, and launched alongside Battle.net. Fact 35, after its release in 1996, Diablo became the #1 PC game in the United States and was largely credited with having helped keep the RPG genre alive. Fact 36, Blizzard then acquired Condor and named it Blizzard North. There's a winter is coming joke in here somewhere. Fact 37, Pax Imperia, Eminent Domain, was originally developed by Blizzard but got dropped in 1996. THQ acquired the game and released it in 1997. Fact 38, the company has a reputation of canceling games that they deem not up to par rather than releasing something mediocre. The first such game was Warcraft Adventures. The game was meant to emulate similar adventure games to Monkey Island and partnered with Animation Magic, who had done the Zelda CDI titles. The project was supposed to fill in the mythology behind the orc race in the Warcraft universe but missed its deadline in 1997, getting pushed back to 1998. When the company realized that it was becoming dated, the game was cancelled days before E3 1998. Fact 39, however, Blizzard did release the long-awaited sequel, The Lost Vikings 2, for the SNES in February of 1997. Later that year, it was released for the PlayStation and Sega Saturn with the altered name of Norse by Northwest, The Return of the Lost Vikings. Fact 40, CUC International merged with HFS Incorporated to form Cindent, a business and consumer services company, in December of 1997. Fact 41, in 1998, after CUC was part of Cindent, it was found to have committed fraud. Blizzard, along with Sierra Online, were sold to the French company Havas amongst the chaos. Fact 42, the same year that Blizzard is bought by Havas, Havas is acquired by Vivendi Games. Are you lost yet? It's like a really trade-heavy game of Monopoly. Fact 43, not all of 1998 was the buying and acquisition of companies. In March, Blizzard released StarCraft, its sci-fi take on the Warcraft model. The game sold 3 million copies in its first 3 months. Fact 44, StarCraft became the company's third #1 bestseller in the best-selling game of 1998. Fact 45, StarCraft saw an expansion in the same year as its release. StarCraft Brood War was named the best expansion of 1998 and is still regarded as one of the best add-ons of all time. Fact 46, in 1999, a copy of StarCraft was actually taken into outer space in the Discovery shuttle during the first docking mission to the International Space Station. Fact 47, somehow being shot into space was a bit more fitting for the title than where it ended up in 2000. In June, StarCraft was released for the Nintendo 64, though it isn't really considered that bad of a port by fans. Fact 48, Metzen said the company had avoided non-PC platforms following the N64 port of StarCraft 64, saying it was clearly a port. It wasn't designed for that interface. From that point on, we're not just going to put out ports to console anymore. If we're going to do a console version, we're going to make sure that we think the game's suited for consoles. Fact 49, Diablo 2 was released in 2000 and set a record for the fastest selling PC game ever. Fact 50, 2000 also marks the creation of Vivendi Universal after Vivendi's acquisition of Universal Studios. So much acquisition, guys. Fact 51, the expansion Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction sold more than 1 million copies in its first month of release in 2001. Fact 52, StarCraft Ghost, slated for 2002, was said to be the company's return to console gaming with an action shooter likened to Halo Combat Evolved. Due to developmental delays, plus a changing of studio hands, Blizzard once again decided to not release a game they felt was no longer ahead of the curve and development was cancelled. Fact 53, World of Warcraft, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, was announced in 2001 at the European Computer Trade Show and marked a huge change in the type of games Blizzard was producing. Fact 54, Warcraft 3 was originally intended to be a departure from the real-time strategy genre, but in the end, Blizzard stuck with the classic style. Fact 55, Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos, released in July 2002 and along with StarCraft, became a major milestone in professional tournament gaming along with its expansion Warcraft 3 The Frozen Throne in 2003. Fact 56, Warcraft 3 introduced 3D hero units, 2 new classes, and a more immersive story. Another featured was the campaign editor that spawned many popular games, such as Defense of the Ancients, that was so popular it became a standalone game developed by Valve. Fact 57, in 2003 the company made an attempt to revive their earlier projects and ported the Lost Vikings, Rock'n'Roll Racing, and Blackthorn to the Game Boy Advance through developer Mass Media. Fact 58, World of Warcraft launched during the holiday season of 2004 in North America, Australia, and New Zealand, and subsequent launches took place all the way up to 2011 with its launch in Brazil. It is now available in 11 different languages, which is crazy impressive when you think about how much dialogue is in the game. Fact 59, at first the company was nervous about World of Warcraft and whether it would be well received. A major influence was EverQuest, which was the most popular MMO at the time, and that had never hit 500,000 subscribers. By the time the next holiday season rolled around, Blizzard announced that it had an astounding 5 million subscribers, and to think they were worried. Fact 60, it was at this time in 2004 that Adam, one of the country's original founders, left Blizzard. Fact 61, between the launch of World of Warcraft in 2004 and 2009, the company transformed from around 500 employees to over 4,600, which may seem like a big jump until you realize at this time their incredibly successful MMO was being played by 10 million players. Fact 62, Metzen said the success of World of Warcraft was one of the biggest challenges for the company, as it grew from a tight-knit group to a massive service provider with customer support and community management. But hey, you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility, and a large customer service department. Fact 63, Blizzard hosts the Azeroth World servers out of AT&T data servers around the world. Fact 64, in one of our all-time favorite marketing campaigns ever, Blizzard launched the What Is Your Game series of ads, which they got Ozzy Osbourne, Chuck Norris, William Shatner, and Mr. T to talk about their World of Warcraft characters. Honestly, despite the dated graphics, they're still hilarious. Fact 65, to accommodate performance for players during updates, Blizzard contracts AT&T to implement Synaptic hosting, which doubles the available bandwidth for games like World of Warcraft. Fact 66, as Blizzard grew, it developed multiple teams to work on several projects at once. The system it developed was numerical. Fact 67, Team 1 was StarCraft, Team 2 was World of Warcraft, Team 3 was Diablo, Team 4 was developed to form the first new IP since 1998. Fact 68, Blizzard came up with a system of checks for teams to work together called strike teams. The other team would look at a game and critique it. Also, the Blizzard Design Council, which is a gathering of game directors and lead designers, helps with making sure the company is pumping out the best games possible. Fact 69, in the 90s, the company's audience was mainly in the United States, but due to StarCraft 2 popularity in South Korea, over half of the company's player base is now in Asia. Fact 70, Blizzard started holding worldwide invitational events in 2004. At the events hosted in South Korea, the company would show off their games and host competitions. They continued hosting the events in South Korea yearly until 2008, when their last one was held in Paris, France. Fact 71, Blizzard North was shut down in 2005. Those damn White Walkers. Fact 72, Blizzard hosts its very own convention stateside in 2005. The event was dubbed BlizzCon, and like the Invitationals, allowed the company to show off its new games and host competitions for fans. Unlike the Invitationals, however, BlizzCon is still going strong with its yearly events in Anaheim, California. And yes, I've attended and it's awesome! Fact 73, the most recent ticket prices for BlizzCon went for $199, but the event is also available to view virtually through an internet stream for a much lower cost. Fact 74, Blizzard Entertainment announced a Warcraft live-action movie in partnership with Legendary Pictures in 2006. Yeah, seriously, they announced it in 2006. I'm not lying to you. Fact 75, Team 4's project became known as Titan in 2007 and was to be the company's next generation MMO. Fact 76, World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade, the game's first expansion, was launched in 2007 and sold 2.4 million copies in 24 hours, giving Blizzard another game that topped the fastest-selling PC charts. Fact 77, Blizzard games were known for their epic scores, and in 2008, fans were treated to an iTunes release of their most popular music. Fact 78, Activision Blizzard formed after the acquisition of Vivendi and Activision during the summer of 2008. It is composed of 5 units: Activision, Blizzard Entertainment, Major League Gaming, Activision Blizzard Studios, and King Digital Entertainment. Activision Blizzard does not publish under its name and instead uses its studio to publish, meaning later Blizzard releases are not credited to Activision. Fact 79, with the release of the Wrath of the Lich King expansion for World of Warcraft in 2008, the game hit 11 million subscribers worldwide and once again broke the fastest-selling PC game record with 2.8 million copies sold within the first 24 hours. Fact 80, a World of Warcraft trading card game spun off the popularity of the game in 2008 and not only offered fans a new way to enjoy the Warcraft universe, but there were also cards that allowed you to redeem a code for an in-game item such as the Spectral Tiger and Swift Spectral Tiger mounts, which still sell for a few $100 to $1,000 on eBay. Fact 81, Blizzard partnered with Mountain Dew to make World of Warcraft game fuel in 2009. It came in 2 flavors, Alliance Blue and Horde Red, which was the tastier one, just saying. Fact 82, though Blizzard had found its cash cow in World of Warcraft, it still made time to release StarCraft 2 in July of 2010, to fans' ecstatic approval. Though less exciting, Blizzard also launched Battle.net 2.0 alongside the long-awaited sequel. Fact 83, 2010 also marked the release of World of Warcraft's 3rd expansion called Cataclysm. Can you guess what it did? Yup, it broke the fastest-selling PC game record by selling a ridiculous 3.3 million copies within 24 hours. Unfortunately, despite the record-breaking sales, the subscriber count during this expansion plummeted. Fact 84, the first non-World of Warcraft game that Blizzard launched which broke the franchise's fast-selling PC game record was Diablo 3, which came out in May of 2012 and sold 3.5 million copies the first day. Fact 85, later in 2012, Blizzard released the 4th World of Warcraft expansion, Mists of Pandaria, was the game's slowest-selling expansion with only 2.7 million copies sold within the first week. And despite the boost in subscribers, the game was still not performing as it did during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Fact 86, the company held the Battle.net World Championships in 2012, featuring the world's top 32 StarCraft 2 players and the world's top 10 World of Warcraft teams facing off in their respective games. Fact 87, the company released a StarCraft 2 expansion titled Heart of the Swarm in 2013. During the launch, Blizzard streamed global launch events via Twitch, which had over 1.1 million views. Fact 88, in 2013, Blizzard reset development on Titan and reduced its team from 100 members to 30. It ended up canceling development completely in 2014 after 7 years of development. Fact 89, Blizzard continued making the World of Warcraft trading card game sets for several years until the last one was released in September 2013. Fact 90, but with the end of the TCG came a game based on the idea. The company released Hearthstone, the Heroes of Warcraft in 2014, which was basically a free-to-play digital version of the World of Warcraft card game that made its money through in-game purchases of cards. Fact 91, despite speculation at first, Hearthstone became a spectator event and grew in popularity on Twitch and YouTube. At any time, tens of thousands of viewers were watching Hearthstone streams online. The game now has nearly 4 times the players that of World of Warcraft did at its peak with over 40 million subscribers. Fact 92, 2014 also saw the release of the Diablo 3 expansion Reaper of Souls, which was also put out on Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, and PS4. I won't lie, the game is actually really awesome on the consoles. Great for some good old couch co-op. Fact 93, as if 2014 wasn't big enough for Blizzard, they also launched World of Warcraft's 5th expansion, Warlords of Draenor, which crushed Mists of Pandaria sales with 3.3 million copies being sold in 24 hours. Plus, there was a huge subscriber spike back up to around the 10 million mark, which was the highest it had been since the launch of Cataclysm. Fact 94, in recent years, the multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA genre, has become increasingly popular. The genre was largely created through custom maps on StarCraft and Warcraft 2, 2002, and in 2015, Blizzard launched its very own titled Heroes of the Storm, which featured characters from many of its franchises, including StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft, and even the Lost Vikings. Fact 95, Blizzard is kinda like Santa Claus in a sense they know if you've been bad or good. Maybe that's a bad analogy. Anyways, the Warden client is software used by Blizzard to conduct computer process scans to find third-party applications that players may be using as cheats, meaning don't cheat or you'll get coal in your stocking. Crap, I'm mixing up Blizzard with Santa now. Fact 96, in 2015, Activision Blizzard bought the makers of the popular game Candy Crush, King Digital Entertainment, but we wouldn't expect to see anything like Candy Crush Blizzard crossover anytime soon. Fact 97, Activision Blizzard created a new esports division in 2015 with plans to open up a cable channel for Major League Gaming. Fact 98, in 2015, Activision Blizzard joined the S&P 500, making it the second video game publisher listed, the other being Electronic Arts. Fact 99, Overwatch is the company's first original IP in almost 20 years since StarCraft was launched in 1998, if you don't count Hearthstone. It was released for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One on May 24th, 2016. Fact 100, 2016 is shaping up to be quite an exciting year for Blizz. Not only are they releasing an entirely new IP, but they're finally getting around to delivering that Warcraft movie they promised a decade ago. Still being produced by Blizzard and Legendary Pictures, it's being distributed on June 10th, 2016 by Universal Pictures and is supposed to set right the wrongs of past video game movies. Thank God. Fact 101, Blizzard likes to celebrate April Fools. Since 2001, the company has released an elaborate prank on its fans every year and even keeps records of all of them on their website. 2008's Bard class for World of Warcraft is one that we will never forget. Fact 102, due to a study that it would benefit the community, Blizzard wanted to instate a real ID system into the forums so that users would use their real names. However, this was an April Fool's prank and there was a lot of backlash from the community, so the plan was cancelled. Fact 103, ever wonder what working for one of the largest game publishers is like? Well, they give out service awards to their employees. For 2 years, they get a Stein, Sword for 5 years, 10 years awards you a shield, 15 years a ring, and 20 years a helm. If that doesn't give you an idea of how awesome it is, we don't know what will. Fact 104, we guess if the perks aren't enough for you, the Orange County Register named Blizzard one of the top places to work every year between 2008 and 2011. Fact 105, at the Spike TV Video Game Awards in 2011, Blizzard was given a Gamer God Award, not to be confused with Golden God. Fact 106, Morhaime is one of the 3 designers to accept awards at both the Technology and Engineering Emmy Awards and the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Interactive Achievement Awards. Fact 107, Fast Company named it one of the top 10 innovative gaming companies in 2015, and IGN awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award to all 3 of its founders. Nice work, guys, keep it up. Thanks for watching 107 Facts You Should Know About Blizzard. What is your favorite Blizzard game? Sound off in the comments, and if you liked this video, be sure to check out some of our other 107 Facts videos by clicking the annotations or link in the description. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know what game you want us to cover next. And if you like getting more for your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.